We just did a story the other day out of northern New Jersey where a member of a local school board, a black woman, was stopped for a routine traffic ticket, 37 miles an hour in a 25-mile-an-hour zone. She didn't have her license. She didn't have a proof of insurance. And pretty soon it turned into an hysterical encounter about this black woman telling the cop, whom she called a skinhead, that she's afraid of cops because cops are always killing black people.
And I'm scared of cops because you guys hurt black people.
She's afraid of cops. She's afraid of cops because they are racist. When we talk about how black people die and white people die, when we talk about the ratio between black people killing white people and white people killing black people, if it is a surprise that black people kill a whole bunch more white people than white people kill black people every day, if that's a surprise to you, there's only one reason for that. Because you don't want to know it. Because you are in denial, deceit, and delusion. Because there are so many cases in the paper every day of black on white murder for one reason or another. Sometimes it's a drug deal. Sometimes it's a targeted robbery out in the middle of nowhere. They think they can get in and out. Maybe sometimes it's an old Chinese dude at an ATM and gets pushed over and hits his head and dies. If you don't know, it's because you don't want to know. Let's look at some recent examples.
We begin tonight in Wayne County, where a 62-year-old man is dead after a violent home invasion.
2 men are locked up for the crime. Cops are on the hunt for 2 more. Newswatch 16's Sarah Bynofsky in our newsroom. Sarah.
Well, Scott, the coroner says Joseph Stenglein Sr. died tonight. Police say Stenglein and his adult son were victims of a brutal attack at their home near Gouldsboro. Tonight, 2 suspects are in custody.
62-year-old Joseph Stenglein Sr. is dead, and 2 men are locked up in connection with his death. Police say late Friday night, 4 men charged into Stenglein's home near Gouldsboro, wearing bandanas over their faces, trashing the place, beating Joseph Sr. and his adult son, Joseph Jr.
Not cool. It's not cool at all. It's a really quiet neighborhood. We all were very surprised, I guess, because nothing like that ever happens here.
Lehigh Township Police say the attack wasn't random, but they wouldn't say more than that. On Monday, this man, Conneal Moore, known as Murda of Tobyhanna, was arrested and charged with attempted murder. 2 days later, Darian Daniels of Tobyhanna was arrested and charged with the same. Officials say they beat Stenglein Sr. so badly he broke ribs and suffered a brain bleed before dying at the hospital. According to court papers, he was beaten with a handgun, and the attackers repeatedly stomped on his head. Many people who live in this quiet, wooded area are afraid after what happened. Some didn't want to appear on camera.
I was just shocked that it was in our neighborhood. You got an uneasy feeling about what's going on so close to home.
Joseph Stenglein Jr. suffered cuts and a broken shoulder. He has been released from the hospital. He told police he knows more, one of the suspected attackers.
It really sucks that, they're going to come into this quiet neighborhood and just bother people. You know what I mean? There's no reason for any of that crap to be happening around here. I'm tired of it.
11 tonight, this man is in custody in connection with a deadly beating in Wayne County. Kevin Jordan is being arraigned on homicide charges tonight in Honesdale. Jordan is the 4th man charged with the death of Joseph Stenglein Sr. back in December at Stingling's home in Goldsboro.
Down in Atlantic City, this fellow killed this fella a few months ago. Nobody's surprised. And down in Decatur, Georgia, this was a weird story. A couple of fellas got together and they said, "Hey, you guys want to buy some pot?" And the 2 white guys said, "Yeah." Well, the black guy knew the white guy. They did some time together in a minimal security prison kind of thing. So they get out of prison, he calls up his old buddy, and he goes, "Hey, man, you want to buy some pot?" Next thing you know, the old white guy is showing up with his friend, and the fellas rob and kill them. That's the condition of black on white crime and violence today. That's the condition of black on white hostility today. These stories that just come and go, and then disappear. They're an indication of how much is going on and how much denial, deceit, and delusion there is out there. Just like the guy in the first story where he's saying, well, we don't, we're sick and tired of this stuff happening in our town. Wait, who's not sick and tired of it, you clown? But then you go on camera and pretend you don't know anything at all about what this is, anything at all, that this is some kind of, that the racial component of this is wildly out of proportion, all because you're a coward. Just because you don't want to make the black kids angry.